Hey everybody, it's Caravan of Garbage.
It certainly is.
That's the posh way to say it. I've been spending some time with my rich relatives.
What do they like?
Too posh, I don't like them. Anyway, this is Caravan of Garbage.
Garbage.
And coming up in March, it's bloody Captain Marvel, isn't it?
Can't wait.
I also can't wait.
Yeah.
But we thought we would. What are we doing here? We thought we'd watch an episode of a cartoon that Captain Marvel's in.
We're talking about the 90s X-Men cartoon.
That's right.
Anyway, this episode should be called Rogue Not Be Touchin', because she's not be touching nobody.
Can't be touching nobody.
Yeah.
She wants to be touching.
But she can't be touching.
Can't be touching.
It's a very weird characterization of Ms. Marvel, because it's Ms. Marvel at this point, not Captain Marvel.
Yeah, right.
How does it start, though? There's a mugger trying to steal an umbrella, but then that woman...
Wow, what a way to turn to crime. Do you think it was the Penguin?
Maybe
Had to
it
have
was.
all the umbrellas in the city.
But it's Mystique.
Yes.
She spooks him by being a monster. And then she meets up with Mr. Sinister, who's like, defeat the X-Men and then, you can have your daughter back or whatever.
And should be like, so you brought me all the way across the city for this? You're in this episode for like 2 seconds, man. I had to turn my arm into an umbrella.
Yeah.
She changes back later from Mystique to the woman, and she grows the umbrella.
Really? I didn't even... So she couldn't have even given him the umbrella if she wanted to.
Exactly, yeah.
Wow. We find out that Professor X has been Professor X'd at this point in the series.
Yeah, for sure. He's
Can
in
you
a...
explain that?
Well, obviously, Professor X, being an Omega level mutant who can pretty much do anything in the psychic realm.
Yeah.
He's too powerful. He can solve anybody's problems almost instantly.
Anybody who can make somebody else crap their pants is too powerful.
Exactly. So the easiest way to introduce some drama into a series is to eliminate him as quickly as possible. So what's happening to him this time? Is he in a coma?
I don't remember.
Has he been kidnapped? Where is he?
But look, if you've ever seen an X-Men movie, literally every one of them he gets Professor X'd.
Yeah, for sure.
Like he loses his powers because it's a serum, or he's in a coma, or he explodes.
Or he's gassed.
That's
actually a step down from the one where he explodes. I don't know why I brought it up.
No, it's important that we cover most of them.
Yeah.
And we have, I feel.
Sometimes he just slumps over in his chair and you're not sure why.
Anyway, then we get
So
some...
like, Professor X, no! And he's putting on like one of those floppy hats and snuffing. You see him, he's leaning over to snuff out his candle and they're like, no! And then he says... Well, they can't, he's too far gone to help us now.
He can't help us now, yeah. So then we get some sort of league of evil mutants smashing up a carnival.
It's the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants.
That's the one,
yes,
yeah. I didn't know which one they were doing in this series. I watched a lot of this series in the 90s, but like sporadically and completely out of order.
Did you know in the comic books, the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants were basically all recruited by the government and took the name Freedom Force?
Great.
Which I feel that's very governmental, isn't it?
Freedom Force for fun and ice cream.
Exactly.
Yeah. So enter...
They're just at a what are they? They're just hanging out at a fun
carnival,
fair.
just
causing trouble.
Then enter some X-Men.
Some of the X-Men.
Storm, Rogue, should not be touching. Wolverine and Cyclops. There's a fight. Then a woman stares at Rogue and she gets nightmares.
She gets spooked.
She gets spooked.
She gets so spooked.
She goes into her mind and whatever. And this woman's everywhere. This blonde woman's like, you've betrayed me, or you've trapped me, or I'm not friends with you, and I'll appear everywhere. And we're like, who's
I'll
this?
never invite you to brunch.
Yeah.
Never.
I thought there must have been an episode prior to this that explains it, but it gets explained later in this episode.
It does,
of why this is happening.
That's called foreshadowing, James.
It's very good.
Ever heard of it?
No, not until this point.
Huh.
I didn't expect this layer of complexity in such
In
a
an
cartoon.
X-Men cartoon,
That's
yeah.
it, exactly. So anyway, then she gets trapped in her own mind, and the woman in there is like, "You took my life away. What are you taking my life away for? You shouldn't be touching."
That's right.
And then Jean probes her mind and is like, oh no, there's someone else in her mind, in Rogue's mind.
I mean, Professor X could have fixed this, but he's fallen asleep.
Yeah.
So I'll do it. I'll give
I
it
feel
a try.
like Jean's powers are comparable, if not better. She
think
can
they
shoot
are.
lasers from her head.
Yeah.
with this. Mystique finds her and takes her to find a mysterious woman who's referred to as Jane Doe, who's in a coma in a hospital.
Yeah.
And it turns out that...
The nurses call her Sleeping Beauty.
That's right.
Which is odd, but how many women are in comas in this?
No, only the most pretty one gets...
Called Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah,
Okay,
If there's
right.
a better looking woman comes in...
She becomes the new Sleeping Beauty, and
that's
the
right.
previous one becomes Snoozy Ugmo. I get it.
So it's into this point where the other X-Men come after them, Cyclops, Gambit, Wolverine, but they're trapped. They're trapped by the Brotherhood of Ice Cream and Fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're all
Friendly force, yeah.
Friendly force. They're all smushed together.
Yeah.
There's a big fire lion from Pyro, one of the only Australian comic book characters
Yeah.
that I remember.
Cop this!
Cop this, he says. And then Wolverine has a fight with the Blob briefly. It's very X-Men Wolverine Origins. Like he punches right into him.
Finally.
And the Blob's like,
feels delicious.
I don't think so. But then Storm just uses a hurricane. Use the hurricane earlier, Storm. A whole lot of things have been happening.
Open with the hurricane.
Open with the
what
hurricane.
Are you thinking?
Yeah.
Hurricane and lightning bolts pretty much will kill anybody.
So we get some flashback to Rogue's past. She kisses a boy.
Nice.
The boy falls over dead or into a coma. It's not really explained. Reckon he's dead?
He
explodes off screen.
Horny.
Dead horny.
Am I right?
And then Mystique trains her. So this is Rogue's origin. So she's like, you can join the Brotherhood.
But she did not recall, if I recall.
No, this is her remembering all these things happening. Her memories are coming back to her. Mystique trains her to do all these secret mutant things. They steal a jet.
One of the secret mutant things.
But then Ms. Marvel shows up in her sash and black outfit.
Yeah.
Which was the classic Ms. Marvel outfit. One of them. There's been a few. And flies into the plane, peels the roof off like it's a bloody tin can. And tries to land the plane.
Is this the first, I wonder, appearance of just a regular superhero in this universe?
Like outside of the X-Men.
Outside of the X-Men,
That's a very good question.
It's never like, is she a mutant too? Nah. Space explosion, I think. Machine blew up? Radiation, I don't know.
Something along those lines.
She can fly in that.
So Ms. Marvel's trying to land the plane and bring it back, but Rogue decides to hold on to her. She shouldn't be touching, but she does.
Yep.
And grabs her for a really, really long time.
Yeah.
And Mystique's like, just keep holding her. It's going to be great. You
Imagine
it's
just a real pretty boy. Real pretty boy. You want to kiss him, but he doesn't want it, so you're going to hold him until he kisses you.
That's right.
Just keep holding on.
And in doing so, and this is the same as the Rogue story in the comics for a while, isn't it? Mm-hmm. She absorbs all of Ms. Marvel's powers.
All of her powers permanently,
yeah.
And then puts Ms. Marvel into a coma, yeah.
And in this case, into her mind also.
Oh.
So she's trapped in her mind. And then Rogue runs away, and that's when Professor X gets his dirty, grubby hands on her. And wipes her mind. Mm-hmm. He goes, look, I can't fix this, but I can make you not remember, and that's just as good,
Just
isn't
as
it?
good, yeah.
I would say it's not.
Actually, maybe I could do something more. Into a coma for me.
Yeah, so basically he says, look, I can't put her back in her body, but I can shut her up.
Yeah.
Is that what
Which
you want?
I think is the most humane thing, to just trap her in there.
Just trap her in
Don't
there.
worry about
What are
it.
you doing? But this version of Ms. Marvel, she's not evil. She just doesn't want to be trapped in someone's mind who trapped her in there.
She just seems really annoyed, and I'd be annoyed too.
Absolutely. Also, there's moments where she shapeshifts into a Skrull. Do you notice that?
Does she?
Like she turns green.
Oh.
So I'm like, what version is this?
Right.
Ms. Marvel's able to take over the body of Rogue and transform back into Ms. Marvel.
Yeah,
I'm free, it's my body now, I love it!
Mm-hmm.
Which is fair.
I think so too.
I think it's absolutely justified.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But Jean gets there, and then there's
Rogue was committing a crime. I'm not sure if
Agreed.
you're aware of that. She was stealing a plane.
Yes. I mean, the worst that she did was peel the roof back. But then she put it back.
She did put it back.
She just slid it right on
yeah,
back.
That's right.
So anyway, in the mine, Jean's real big. There's a fight. Ms. Marvel loses and they put her in a cage. Jean puts her in a mind cage.
Yeah.
And then Rogue covers it in concrete.
Yeah, mind concrete.
So...
Very cruel.
It was so cruel.
Yeah.
And then they come out of the mind and Mystique's like, now you're my daughter. We're friends and you're my daughter for some reason. Even though you're 22, I think, when I first found you or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Rogue's like, no, fuck no. You made me steal that jet. I got a woman in my mind in a concrete box.
Mm-hmm.
This is a lot.
Yeah.
And then, so basically to wrap up this very strange episode, Gambit makes a weird comment about how Rogue's dressed. He's like, I wish you'd bloody dress up like that for me bloody all the time, whatever. And she's like, no, I'm going to visit Carol Danvers, Ms. Marvel in the hospital. Mm-hmm. So she goes there, and the hospital staff are like, oh, nobody ever visits bloody Sleeping Beauty. That's good that you turned up. And she's like, yeah, we've known each other for a really long time. AKA, she's trapped in my mind.
Trapped in my mind because I touched her for too long.
But also, as she leaves, Carol Danvers smiles.
Yeah, and her little monitor beeps for
Yeah.
the first time in a long time.
So what's happening here?
Good question. I'm
Is
sure
it-
they'll revisit it in the next few episodes.
They never do.
They never do. Yeah.
Did she jump back into her old body?
How could she? She was in concrete.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Anyway, like you said, it's never brought up again. This does not paint any of the X-Men well.
Not at all. No.
It's a story about trapping a far superior superhero for doing
Yeah.
a really good deed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She probably had more superheroing to do that day.
No doubt. Unbelievable. Professor X is a notoriously terrible person.
Oh, yeah.
And they've fleshed that out more in the comics, in the last couple of decades. But good lord. What are you doing?
Yeah.
That's a whole person's consciousness that you've just gone, we'll just wall that off.
Just put that in the too hard basket,
Yeah.
quite frankly. I'll do it tomorrow.
And then Gene just does the same thing. And also, you don't need the concrete, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You're
right?
trapped in there.
Yeah.
At least if you're in a mindscape, you want to look at all the pretty pictures and colours
Yes.
swirling about.
The flying eyeballs.
Or
you know?
whatever's going on in
Yeah.
there. But now you just have to stare at a grey wall until Rogue dies.
Yeah, and even then,
Yeah, and even then, who knows?
bloody hell.
Yeah, X-Men, no good. I liked this show as a kid, but this was not a good episode.
No. I think we've got fond memories of the very little we remember of it.
Mm.
Also, I think when we were kids, we probably were not aware of the consequences of what was happening.
Yes.
Because we like the main characters.
Sure.
So who cares what happens to the side characters?
Yeah.
But these days, I'm like, what the hell, man?
This show did a really good job of kind of condensing some classic comic book storylines. They did like Days of Future Past.
That's true, they did.
They did the Phoenix Saga over a series of episodes. I guess they did this one comic where something similar happened to Ms. Marvel and Rogue grabbed her. Shouldn't be touching, but she is.
What's touching, yeah.
So yeah, but this is no, I didn't. This I feel sad.
Me
I
too.
came out of this and I don't.
Which ultimately is the goal of this YouTube series.
I think so, yes, because it's called Caravan of Garbage. It happens every Tuesday,
And we feel like garbage.
We certainly do. Sometimes we do a video game or a TV show or a comic book or a movie. It's up
Sometimes
to you.
we literally just root through garbage.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's our favourite episode, probably. Found plenty to eat. There's also videos here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, and we have a podcast called The Weekly Planet where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. If you want to check that out, it's linked below. Comes out every Monday morning. Also, there's an extended audio version of this if you want to check it out. It's a little bit longer, isn't it?
And better.
And better, let's say. Yeah.
What's your favourite episode of the X-Men animated series? I would like to know.
Is it
What's
this
the
one?
highlight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not this, though.
Surely not.
All right, guys, take it easy.
Grab that gem, you guys. We will see you next week.
Goodbye.